And there he is, that famous character known the world over. I've mentioned this many times before on the channel, but since we've got a new crop of viewers coming in, I should probably reiterate that I was super into Dragon Ball Z back in the day, and nobody else was, because in a cruel twist of fate, I was the only nerd at my class in elementary school. Out of 20 people, I was into Pokemon and Sonic and Dragon Ball Z, and nobody else was, and it was very frustrating. Ended up with the one school in America where I couldn't find people who were also into that stuff. But anyway, enough about me. Here we go with Dragon Ball Z and its iconic music. The Z was backwards when it reflected in the ball. Whatever. I don't know how much I should talk, because we want to hear the iconic music, you know? The Japanese theme. The models look pretty good in the Unreal Engine, don't they? If this game had came out in like 2002, they probably would have had a custom-built engine, but now everybody just uses Unreal. It's cheaper that way. And you can't argue with the results. I mean, this looks pretty good, doesn't it? But someday Nintendo's probably even going to use Unreal. It's just the engine to use. They're coming up on the best part. Come on, sing along. Chala, head chala. I don't know the rest. Gosh, this is so cool. Stuff like this reminds you why you were into this so much to begin with as a youth. Like, sometimes when you're an adult and you go back and rewatch all the kid stuff you were into, you think, well, this doesn't hold up so well, but in the case of Dragon Ball Z, I think it's quite the opposite. It holds up great. Even as a gross 25-year-old man, I can still appreciate it. There's his iconic flying Nimbus. Then they had the montage of all the famous Kamehamehas throughout the series. And when the models are standing still, you can't even tell that they're 3D models, and they almost look like, you know, animated like they would in the show. Great stuff. So, since this was the first time this game was ever booted up, we gotta get through all the bullshit. So, this is just how games are in the modern day. You can't just play it anymore. You gotta sign a liability waiver. And there's a second page. So here we go. We gotta sign in 2 locations. So we agreed to that. And then a data analysis that says since you bought the game, Namco reserves the right to sell your social security information to the Communist Party of China. And so I just signed my rights away just so I could play DBZ Kakarot. God, look at all of these pop-ups. This is just ridiculous. Okay, just a few more, and then we finally get to the title screen. Okay, thank God. Oh, wait, nope, we got some more. We got these needlessly elaborate card systems, and I think it's becoming immediately clear why I couldn't get into this game. I'm not one for learning obtuse menu systems and all that other complex card combination systems and all those types of things. I just like to get into it. I didn't come here to learn. I came here to punch people. Okay, so there's Kid Gohan. There's a Tail era. I guess Tails were kind of a holdover from Dragon Ball, because they were a main feature in Ball, and then only in the first couple seasons of Z, and then they slowly got faded out. And yeah, because isn't there a theory out there somewhere that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were supposed to be one continuous thing? That would kind of explain why some things held over and then slowly got phased out. So I noticed the music they're using here is based on the, well, it's gone now, but it was based on the Japanese score rather than the Bruce Falconer score. Interesting creative choice. I think they actually lost the rights to Bruce Falconer's version of the music, which is unfortunate, because that's what I had, watching it on Cartoon Network back in the day. Yeah, I was still learning the controls. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if there is any way to get the Bruce Falconer soundtrack. It's probably been taken down from YouTube, I'm guessing. I mean, I haven't looked. But because of that licensing agreement, it's quite hard to find. Thankfully, I've got the original Cartoon Network era broadcast stored on a hard drive somewhere. So I can always listen to it if I want to. So they had like a slow motion... what's the word I'm looking for? A slow motion creep up, I guess you could say, where you can build up... it can give you time to put in the correct combination for your cool super moves. So having played many Dragon Ball Z games in my day, my take on this so far is that the combat seems to be a bit clunky compared to the Tenkaichi games. Because in Tenkaichi you could just kind of lock onto your character. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing right now, but I don't know, it just seems more clumsy somehow, you know? Seems a lot easier to break off of the lock-on your character, and the teleportation is a bit more sporadic. You can guard the Kai Blasts, but I don't think you can knock them back at the other character in this one. There's gotta be a way to do that, and maybe they just didn't tell us. I mean, that's been a feature of the series, Dragon Ball Z video games that is, for many years. They wouldn't take something that iconic out. There was DBZ Budokai 2, where they had the mini-game where you had to knock the Kai Blast back and forth as long as you could, and yeah, that's always been a thing. They wouldn't dare get rid of reflective Kai Blasts. Okay, so we seem to be holding up pretty well in this fight so far. Oops, sorry for bumping the microphone. So far so good. So he's got several bars worth of health. And the melee moves don't really do as much as... maybe you can charge up the melee moves. That's clearly what Piccolo's doing to us right now. Now where does this fight fit into the story canonically? I'm just thinking because the Piccolo and Goku had more or less settled their differences by the start of Z. These two characters being enemies was more of a Dragon Ball thing, so that I don't know where this fits into the story, where this fits into Z. I think they just added it for the sake of variety. You gotta start things on a fight rather than some crummy fetch quest or what have you, and collect all the apples. And there we go. We got an A rank, huh? That's pretty cool. Is there some kind of... I noticed it said level up. I'm wondering if there's some kind of needlessly complicated stat allocation system. Maybe not. They would have shown it to us by now. There is something similar to that, though, you get to see in the second episode. Ooh, look at this. He's having a... What's the opposite? A vision. I was going to say a flashback, but a vision of all the exciting events of the future. They're going to have Kyle Herbert be the announcer. Nope. I miss his iconic announcing voice. They could have had him say, "Dragon Ball Z, stop the Saiyan invasion." That would have been cool. You know, I saw a thing once where somebody met Kyle Herbert at a convention and they had him record some stuff for the fans' voice. What do they call them these days? His answering machine, the voicemail on his answering machine. So Kyle Herbert was like, "So-and-so is not here right now. He's training to become a Super Saiyan. Leave a message after the beep." You gotta hold on to that forever. You'll never get the opportunity to have Kyle Herbert record your voicemail ever again. Gosh. Can never get a new phone. I wonder if there's some way to transfer him. So they're not saying the names of the characters in the text here. You just have Intimidating Man. You have Raditz, though. You have Brawny Man. Anyone who's gonna play DBZ Kakarot probably knows the series pretty well already. I don't know who they're trying to hide spoilers from. I seriously doubt this is anyone's first introduction to DBZ.
I think my little brother Kakarot
Just seems kinda silly, you know?
a different planet. I'll bet he's still there.
Attack of the Saiyans.
Yeah, you get the idea. I'm wondering if the audio's in sync now. It got a little funny just then. Well, that's none of your business. I can fix that in post. You don't gotta worry about audio syncing.
Dad, we better head home.
Hey, that's not the same voice actor.
Yeah, he's not one of them.
Lots of talking, and very little of it matters.
Think. What all did she need again?
Oh, I think she wanted some fish and apples, Dad.
So here's the start of the crummy-ass fetch quest. Collect 5 apples, 3 fish, and, he only named 2 things. It's like some kind of elementary school math problem. If Goku has 5 apples and Krillin has 3 fish, It would be so cool if they had DBZ-themed math problems in schools. I would have been all over that as a kid. Well, anyway, we got one more episode of DBZ Kakarot and on tap, and then we'll decide if we want to do more with it or not. So, stay tuned.